Go. Anyways, so here's what we're going to talk about today. Another structured video, whiteboard. Hope she doesn't eat the wrong plant. I'm growing some fucking oregano over there. I hope she doesn't eat it. Anyways, so you are not disciplined enough to live a balanced lifestyle. What the fuck does that mean, right? So let's start off with what is, what do I hear? I started off with what is discipline. I don't want to start with that. So what is a balanced life? It is it's what you hear all the time. You probably know what it is. You know, it's that, oh, I call my mom on the weekends. Oh, I have a, nice healthy job. I come home and I have some hobbies that I take part in, right? I cook, you have all these hobbies and you have your hand in every part of life, right? You have some friends, you go on the weekend, call your mom, you have a good job, right? You're just a normal dude, right? And it's a life that is very, very normal, and it's what you see. And a lot of the time when you're in self-improvement and you start saying no to stuff and you start to think, oh well, maybe I can play a little bit of video games, I gotta be balanced, right? And this a lot of the time when you're saying no to stuff and people start to tell you, oh, what about balance, right? Why not be a little balanced? Or you even start telling this yourself, oh, why not be a little balanced and play some video games as well? Or, oh, I can go out with the boys this weekend, right? Because we've been working, right? And man, I'm just gonna tell you now, right? You're not disciplined for that probably. Because just think of it objectively, right? There are 5 main pillars to life. You have friends, hobbies, family, work or purpose, and you have health, fitness, right? So, when you're planning your week out, when you're going through your week, you are working between these 5 pillars. You're always managing between these 5 pillars. And ideally, a balanced life covers all of these, right? Here's the thing. When you try and sit down to do work, right, just one of these pillars, when you try and focus on something for a couple of hours on end, are you genuinely able to just do that without... Sorry, she's fucking wild today. Anyways, when you're trying to focus on something, right, some work, are you actually able to just sit there for hours on end? Are you able to just focus on one thing? And are you really able to balance everything, right? Because here's the thing, you've just started this path, you've just started self-improvement. It's likely that when you aim for this idea of the balanced lifestyle, you think to yourself, oh, I want to end up at a place where I am entirely able to just, have my hand in everything. But here's the thing, if you're starting off from the mentality of I gotta have my hand in everything, then you have a lot on your plate, right? Because you gotta, build up a social life that is healthy, right? You can't have, I don't think I have to tell you why you can't, hang out with friends that smoke or do drugs all the time, because that's not gonna be helpful. You're hitting the gym, right? You're thinking, oh, I gotta start some interesting hobby, right? And if you're doing all of this from the beginning and trying to put your hand into all of these things from the beginning, man, it's just so much, right? You can't tell me that you are just magically able to change your life from being someone who spends 99% of their time procrastinating, playing games, doing stuff that isn't going to be helpful or progressive to any of these pillars, right? And you can't tell me that you could just go from being that way to overnight having your hand in everything and excelling in everything and being just great in every part, right? And just being productive, having a good social circle, paying attention to your family. It's not possible. Right? It's just not possible. Why is that? It's because you haven't built up the capability for this discipline. So, what are the 2 kinds of lifestyles then? What are the 2 lifestyles that are actually progressing you in life and, are acceptable for a person? There's really 2. There's the balanced lifestyle and the unbalanced lifestyle. And the balanced lifestyle is the one we've been talking about. It's this idea of the person who just works a job, calls them on the weekends, goes drinking with the boys, and fucking plays guitar or something. Sounds pretty rad, right? Here's the thing, this person, with everything that's going on, only has 1 to 2 to 3 hours a day to just do something that is actually going to move him forward beyond just his career or anything. It's he has his hand in so many things that it's just difficult to really level one up, right? Because think about it. If you've got all these things and your cool hobby isn't something that's also going to level up your life, it's just a hobby, then you're just moving up very slowly on the neutral path, and that's okay with some people. And I'm going to be honest, we need people like that. There needs to be people who just follow this neutral path, and this is fine. But the other end is the unbalanced lifestyle. The lifestyle is what you see from everybody that you look up to, right? You look at Steve Jobs, Michelangelo, Andrew Tate, Hamza, every one of them, Sam Evans, Alex Ramosi, they all have unbalanced lifestyles. Why is that? It's because an unbalanced lifestyle, well, what does it look like, right? It's the kind of life where you focus on 1 to 3 things at most, right? You know those 5 pillars we talked about? You eliminate 2 or 3 of these. Why do you just eliminate these? It's that you just don't think that these are fundamental to you. And you just fully focus on 1 or 2 of these things, right? And this, you might be thinking, like, what does this look like in practice? You know, it's like, it's waking up, getting to work, hitting the gym, getting back to work, no social life, no hobbies, right? And you might be thinking, that's a lot of fucking work. That's a lot harder to do, right? It's not, actually. It's not necessarily a lot more discipline required than just having a balanced life. Why? Because at the end of the day, it's still the same amount of attention, it's still the same amount of effort, it's just focus on certain things. And so, here's the thing, when you start off your journey, when you start off trying to get to the lifestyle that you want, whether it be disciplined or whether it be this balanced lifestyle, both of them are disciplined, unbalanced or balanced, right? Whether it be each one of these, you need to start off from a place where you can only focus on 1 or 2 things at once. And you need to allow yourself to put everything to the side so that you can focus on these things. What do I recommend these things are? I recommend something purposeful, work, and fitness, health, right? Why those 2? And, family or friends, choose. Why these, right? Because, okay, say that you level up your work and you level up your health. Okay, now say that you don't want to go through the, unbalanced life, which I think is also bullshit, because at the end of the day, what are you looking for out of life? What is it that will leave you at the end of your life feeling fulfilled? Is that going to be the balanced lifestyle or the unbalanced lifestyle? It isn't either, bro. It doesn't fucking matter. It's just what's going to leave you fulfilled. And that's what actually matters. And, you see people like Alex Ramosi, people like Andrew Tate, people like Niccolo Machiavelli. Wrong artist. He wasn't even an artist. Anyways, and you see these people, and they have unbalanced lifestyles, but they are on the path that every single day they feel fulfilled. They don't have like a big social circle, they barely spend time with their family, and God knows if they even have hobbies, they probably don't, but they're feeling fulfilled. And so at the end of the life that you're going to live, fulfillment is truly the only thing that matters, because you don't want to end up on your deathbed saying, damn, I fucking wasted that, I could have done better, I could have been better. And you don't want to end up there saying, I don't think that I made anything worthwhile. It's not even about better. It's not even about becoming the best. It's just what was worthwhile. And either one of these lifestyles can get you there. But how do you get to either one of these? If you're trying to manage everything from the start, if you're at the point of some kid who's like, you're addicted to video games, you're addicted to porn, addicted to drugs, and you just want to like flip a switch overnight and become like this guy who's got everything, that's not going to happen, man. That's not going to happen. And I'm just going to be real with you. If that's not going to happen, you need to build up to that. You need to be patient with yourself and you need to build up to these. Because you're not disciplined enough to either be obsessed and unbalanced or be balanced. And so how do you build up to these? As I said, just pick out 2 or 3 things, man. And focus on those 2 or 3 things. And when you have these 2 or 3 things, just make sure that these are nailed down. And give yourself time. Months. Years almost. And really, I recommend that this is purpose and fitness. Why? Because a hobby is a lot easier to do and get distracted with. Friends are a lot easier to use as excuses and get distracted with. I'm not telling you to cut off all your friends. I'm telling you to cut off the friends that aren't useful. Why is that? Because in the future, once you are disciplined, once you are capable of doing stuff, you can now choose your friends. And the danger is that when you're starting off, these friends and these games and such that aren't going to be purposeful, that aren't going to be productive to you, or what you want to achieve, what will make you fulfilled, then they're just distracting you. And they're just going to slow down your journey until the point where, say that you do want this balanced life. Then, you're going to get there just later. You're just going to, keep delaying. And the longer that you wait by adding extra fluff to your life and trying to balance some more things, you're going to be there one night. It's going to be fucking 11 p.m., right? You're going to have some work done. And you just come back home from going out to a party or something, or going out with friends. And you've just come back home and you realize, shit, I had so much to do today. But hours earlier, you decided that instead of following what was actually going to make you fulfilled, you went out and fucking fucked around. Or just sat on your couch and played games saying, I'm allowed to play some more games. I just did like an hour of work, right? And so it's just to avoid these things. And just make sure that you are allowing yourself, enabling yourself to build up the discipline with these 1, 2, 3 things, 3 main things, and forget about allowing yourself the freedom of just dessert, basically. Until months have passed, years have passed, and you have built up to yourself to the point where you can be that guy, be that man who says, I'm gonna finish all my work and I'll go out afterwards. And you fucking do it. But that needs time, that needs effort, that needs patience. And so, you gotta be patient for it, right? And the whole goal of it, the whole goal of discipline is just to attain freedom. And what is discipline in the first place? It's just the ability to do the things that you don't want to do. And so if the things that make your life balanced, games, friends, whatever, are things that are keeping you from being disciplined, from the ability to do the things you don't want to do, what can I tell you, man? Oh, shit. You gotta focus up, right? And you can't allow yourself that yet because you're not disciplined enough for that. And so, yeah. Join the tribe, link below, and I'm gonna hold this up like I'm one of those guys outside of a fucking car wash, you know? Woo, car wash. Right. Anyways, join the tribe, link below, and I'll talk to you fellas later. Mwah.